Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're joining us today in today's live lecture coming to you from Nkolo Mahadum Wisdom University. Today's date is Eke Market Day in the Igbo lunar calendar and 12/23, 2025 in the Roman Catholic calendar. And remember, at Nkolo Mahadum, we always advise you to use your naturally given common sense, which we call Akonuche in Igbo language. Also, we always advise you to see things from how it concerns you, because every culture protests their own. And you know we are Igbo-centric, Biafran-centric, and African-centric. And therefore, join us. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and we are live on Twitter and TikTok. Like, comment, and share. And the title of today's lecture is The Majority of Biafrans Listens and Follows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not Orji Uzo Kanu or David Umahi or any APC government agent. And you know, if you are a Biafran, according to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, anywhere that the women tie two wrappers are considered Biafra land. And that is why majority of Biafrans are following him, because he has opened the eyes of our people to understand our situation in the geographical area called Nigeria. And that is why we do not follow any other person, Orji Uzo Kanu, David Umahi, or any APC agent. And just to refresh your memory for you to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu founded IPOB, which is Indigenous People of Biafra, in 2012. Nnamdi Kanu being a British Nigerian political activist asking for self-determination through non-violence. And this was gotten from moderninsurgent.org. And why did he form IPOB? He formed IPOB because he saw that the Biafrans are nowhere to be found in Nigerian states. They are not benefiting, a lot of marginalization, a lot of injustices, and therefore he founded this movement to ask for self-determination, saying that if you don't want to assimilate us, give us equal opportunity, then allow us to have a referendum and have our own country. And he was doing this agitation, this asking for referendum, this determination all across the world, establishing IPOB across the world. And then insecurity started in our land, in Biafra land. And at that time, Nnamdi Kanu had so many meetings with the Eastern governors, telling them what to do to secure the lives of our people. And in Yoruba land, they founded Omoteko. And in the north, they have Sharia law protecting them. There's no one protecting our people. And the Fulani terrorist herdsmen were camping in our bushes, killing our people, preventing our farmers from going to the farm. And it became so unbearable that Nnamdi Kanu, through IPOB, formed the Eastern Security Network in December 2020, according to Legal Clarity Org. And since that time, the Eastern Security Network have been in the bushes, driving away all the Fulani herdsmen in their camps in the forest, because it is in these camps in the forest that they stay and launch attacks from. So they have been eliminating, discharging, pursuing, driving away all these Fulani terrorists in our bushes from 2020 to death. And that is why our people love Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, because they are protecting our people, telling our people the truth, and everybody is in love with IPOB and Eastern Security Network. And then You all know what happened. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015 and given bail in 2017. And then as he was preparing to go to his court trial, the Nigerian military came to his house to kill him, and 28 people were killed. He managed to escape, and then we found him in Israel. And thereafter, and since that time, he's been doing his thing all across the world, organizing our people to get themselves together for the upcoming terrorist invasion of Nigeria. He predicted everything that is happening in Nigeria today, and most of his predictions have come true. The terrorists are in our land, killing our people, and up from that time up to today. And so majority of his predictions have come true, and that is what we are witnessing in Nigeria today. And then the Nigerian government illegally renditioned him from Kenya to Nigeria, and then illegally also jailed him, which the world also witnessed. And so this and other things is why majority of Biafrans are in love with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the Biafran people as we know it. The state governors may be managing their states. The states that is carved out in our land is the state, it's a colonial, creation. All the states, governors in Anambra or Imo or Abia or Rivers State or Akwa Ibom and so on and so forth, they're all colonial creations. So if you are in charge of a state, your power only lies in the state. But Nnamdi Kanu have control over the whole of the Eastern region and far beyond. And so everybody in the Eastern region follows him. He doesn't have no party. Everybody follows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Whatever he says, everybody goes, majority of the people goes with him. That is important for you to know, that each of the governors, their power is only in the states. But Nnamdi Kanu have power across all the states, all the region of Biafra. And that is why the state governors are afraid of him, because he's very powerful, more powerful than all of them even put together. And that is why he's carrying everybody along, and majority of our people are following him up to date. It is very important you know that. And since all the injustices against our people in the current Nigeria, nobody is speaking for us. Everybody is sounding politically correct. You know what political correctness means? You want to lie to belong. When you are lying to belong, it is called political correctness. But Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB does not participate in political correctness. They say it the way it is. They tell us the truth. And that is why majority of our people are following him. And recently, when he was illegally renditioned from Kenya to Nigeria and illegally jailed without a law, some political representatives from Biafra land have been making one or two statements that requires response from Nkola Mahadum Wisdom University, because we at Nkola Mahadum Wisdom University are also a platform. We're a platform that also tells our people the truth. Try to straighten things, try to give you the correct information. We do not sound politically correct. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we don't sound politically correct. We say the way it is. And so we wanted to use some of the interviews granted by one or two political agents of the government to present this lecture to you today. And the first one we are talking about is Orji Uzo Kanu made a statement. He made few statements. And you know that Orji Uzo Kanu is a senator representing Abia North, and he says that separatist agitations linked to Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, have claimed more than 30,000 lives, ruined livelihoods across the Southeast. This statement by Orji Uzo Kanu, we want him to show the evidence that IPOB have claimed more than 30,000 lives and ruined livelihoods across the Southeast. Where are the evidence? You cannot just make such statements without no evidence. You should have said, in so-so place, people were killed. In so-so place, so-so and so people were killed. And Orji Uzo Kanu forgets that the sponsors of insecurity in Nigeria is the Nigerian government and politicians. They are the ones sponsoring all the insecurity in our land. Remember, Simon Ekpa and his Liberation Army were sponsored by the government. You remember Asari Dokubo militias, they are all sponsored by the government. Political killings, political talks, all sponsored by the government. And so many other insecurity that we are being sponsored by the government of Nigeria. Plus, the government is in charge of security, and therefore they are the one that's supposed to take care of the Fulani terrorists, also killing and kidnapping people in our land. So all blame should go to the government and not to IPOB as being asserted, as being said by Orji Uzo Kanu. Number two, Orji Uzo Kanu said that the Igbos should stop being emotional in the judgment against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We want to let Orji Uzo Kanu know that the Igbos are not emotional. The Igbos are just saying the truth. That Nnamdi Kanu is saying, show me the law. Throughout the trial, he was asking the judge, he was asking Nigerians, show me the law on which I am being tried. And they couldn't show him any law. They couldn't show him no law. So there's no emotion in it. This is just plain truth that he was convicted without a law. He was convicted because he's an Igbo man. He was convicted because he was asking for self-determination and referendum for his people. He was convicted to show you that the injustice will continue on the Biafrans in Nigeria. Those are the things that Mazi Orji Uzo Kanu should know, that we are not being emotional. We are just saying things the way they are, interpreting things the way we see it. And that is that the Nigerian government jailed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not only jailed him, both the rendition and the jailing, all of them does not follow any law. It's without law. And why should we allow such in a country of rule of law? If Nigeria is a country of rule of law, why should you be following things unlawfully like that? Why should that be? Why should Orji Uzo Kanu be supporting such judgments by telling our people not to be emotional? And then he made another statement saying that the Biafrans should advocate for political solution. How can we advocate for political solution when our leader is wrongly jailed in Sokoto? Which means you want him to negotiate from the position of weakness. You put him in jail without no law. And now you know he's the one to negotiate for political solution. So you don't want him to negotiate from the position of, you want him to negotiate from position of weakness. That's why you put him in jail illegally. So if Orji Uzo Kanu know that this should be settled by political solution, why illegally renditioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya? Why illegally putting him in jail? Why? You should have allowed him to stand, on the same level and negotiate on equal terms. That is what Orji Uzo Kanu should be advocating for, and not advocating for a political solution. Why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is already illegally jailed in Sokoto prison? It shouldn't be so. And we want to also let you know that Orji Uzo Kanu made this statement on Channels Television Sunday Politics. But this was stated by Cable News. Cable News is the one that carried this information. And then David Umahi made his own statement. David Umahi said, Tinubu's inclusive governance makes Biafra agitations unnecessary. David Umahi, the current Minister of Works, he said that Tinubu's inclusive governance makes Biafra agitations unnecessary. And he made this statement on December 15, 2025. This was carried by Punch newspaper. And Umahi said that the Southeast had received what he described as his full quota in national appointments, citing his position as Minister of Works alongside other key roles occupied by Igbo appointees in the current administration. Can Umahi name those key roles, key positions occupied by Igbo appointees in the current administration that makes sense? He should have mentioned one or two other positions that are being occupied by an Igbo or by a Biafran that really is an important position that will make him to say that the government is inclusive, or he's being the works minister just because he's the works minister. Is it why he should be telling Biafrans to now not to stop the agitation? The answer is no. And so Umahi also added that major infrastructure projects were springing up across all 5 states of the Southeast. What projects have you built in the Southeast? You should have mentioned them. And he said, many of which had previously been considered unattainable. According to him, these developments explain why governors such as Enugu State Governor Peter Mba and other leaders in the region have aligned with the APC-led federal government. Biafra was never about breaking Nigeria. It was about being counted in, Umahi said. Umahi was saying that because the governors of Enugu State and others are now aligning with the APC government, that is a testament that the APC government is inclusive. No, it is not. The governors that are aligning with APC are probably aligning to APC so they can be able to receive more benefit from the party. It's not that there's anything on the ground now to show. Don't you see our people coming back for the Christmas season? Don't you see the lockdown in Abuja, Lokoja Road, where our people are coming back? Our people are coming back, spending nights on a journey of 3 to 6 hours. Our people coming back from Lagos, the Benin Asaba Road is blocked. People spending nights, days and nights, just coming back from December. Is Umahi not seeing those? For him to say that the governors of Enugu aligning with APC is a testament that the government is now inclusive. They are not. And we at Nkola Mahadum is telling Umahi that he has no right, both Umahi and Orji Uzo Kanu, that they don't have any right to speak on behalf of the Biafran people. The Biafran people only listens to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the Biafran people. He is the one that everybody is listening to, majority of the people are listening to. And we want to advise these APC agents speaking for the government to dismantle all the roadblocks in our land. Introduce meritocracy in the Nigerian system. Introduce meritocracy in the Nigerian system. Do not be making sensitive appointments by region. Make it by who is the best, meritocracy. Establish international airports and seaports in our land. We don't have any international airports or seaports in our land. Establish it today, tomorrow. Redraw the boundaries. The boundary we have in Nigeria today that included some Biafrans as part of North Central Nigeria, in Benue, in Kogi, in Taraba, and others. Redraw that map to bring Biafrans together, bring them together, and not to scatter them, like you scattered them in 13 states, and yet you are saying that we are only in 5 states. The Biafrans live in more than 13 states in Nigeria, but always they will tell you it's in 5 states. So Umahi and Orji Uzo Kanu should go and redraw that map to give the Biafrans all their territory as one. Remove all oil wells from individuals and make it a national asset. The oil wells you are giving to individuals, the oil wells in our land that you are giving to individuals, take it away from those individuals and make it a national asset. Also, the natural resources, all the gold in Zamfara, all the californium in Borno, remove it from individuals and put it into the national assets for everybody to benefit from. These are the things some APC agents in our land should be asking from the federal government and not telling us to stop Biafran restoration project. In addition, the headquarters of all the oil companies should be in Biafra land, not in Lagos. Umahi and Kanu tell Tinubu to relocate all the headquarters of all the oil companies to be in our land, in Biafra land. That's where they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be in Lagos or Abuja. Establish federal hospitals and other industries in our land. Umahi and Orji Uzo Kanu, tell your federal government to establish more federal industries and hospitals and other infrastructures in our land. Most importantly, include referendum in the Nigerian Constitution so that people can decide whether they want to continue to belong in Nigeria or not. You should be able to include referendum. That's what you need to do. Include referendum. Provide referendum. If you believe that the majority of Biafrans are not following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, test it by referendum. That's what you need to do. Test it by referendum today, tomorrow, and you will see the results that majority of Biafrans are behind and following and listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Also, your government should stop sponsoring insecurity in our land. Stop sponsoring insecurity. You have sponsored Simon Ekpa and his liberation forces in our land, and they've been killing our people. Stop sponsoring insecurity. You are sponsoring Ebubago or Ebubatolo. Stop sponsoring them. You are also sponsoring Asari Dokubo militia. Stop sponsoring insecurity. Stop sponsoring political talks. You see all the political talks killing people? Stop sponsoring them. All these are by APC government in our land. And you see the discoveries at Tiger Base, where they are killing, jailing, killing our people, organ harvesting our people in the state capital of Imo State, Owerri. All this is done by the government. And the government have everything, all the resources to check other criminals. The Fulani terrorists, herdsmen, killing people in our land, kidnapping. The government should stop them. So all insecurity is in the hand of the government. It is the government that's supposed to stop this insecurity, and not some of our people still pointing to IPOB or Eastern Security Network. IPOB, who is fighting for you, Eastern Security Network, who is protecting our land and our farms and forests, driving away Fulani herdsmen from camping in our forests. Some of our misguided people are still pointing at them as sources of insecurity. But it is clear that the governments, both federal and local, are the ones sponsoring insecurity in our land. Simon Ekpa and his Liberation Army, who are in our land, killing our people. Ebubago and Ebubatoro, Asari Dokubo militia, political talks, all sponsored by the government. And the government have the resources to stop other criminals, including Fulani terrorists and others. So stop sponsoring insecurity. That is the message Orji Uzo Kanu, and David Umahi should be passing to their APC government, and not telling our people to stop the agitation, because the agitation will continue until we get referendum. Please like, comment, and share. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Touch that bell button to subscribe. And also like, comment, and share. And so what we are saying is that we want the world to know that majority of Biafran people listens and follows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We don't listen to David Umahi, or listen to Orji Uzo Kanu, or listen to any other APC government agents. Biafrans don't listen to them, because they are just working for the government. They are there for what they are getting, the peanut that they are getting. But if we have Biafra today, we have our own boundary with the same value system, and then we will develop that land with all the resources that we have. We have a country, an Igbo country, and then we have a stake in the United Nations. When the United Nations gather, a Biafran will be there speaking for the Biafran nation. And we will fight to belong to the UN Security Council. We belong to the world affairs. As it is now, we don't belong anywhere. We don't belong anywhere. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu founded IPOB in 2012. And you know, Nnamdi Kanu is carrying a British passport. He's a political activist asking for self-determination through non-violence, according to moderninsurgent.com. And you know why he formed the movement? Because our people are being marginalized. We are not given the same opportunity in Nigeria. We are not. We are denied so many things. And our people who are benefiting from the system are not speaking up. That's why he formed it. And he established branches almost in over 100 countries across the world. So IPOB is domiciled in more than 100 countries across the world as a non-violent movement asking for self-determination. And then as we are doing that, the Fulani terrorists started to camp in our bushes and killing our people and stopping our farmers from going to the farm. And Nnamdi Kanu had a meeting with the Southeastern governors then, and Umahi was one of them. And Umahi couldn't do anything. And remember, this is not the first time Umahi have failed. He will fail in this his call because he had failed before. Remember, he was the one championing, he was one of those championing restructuring a few years ago, and he could not get restructuring. The restructuring is the Aburi Conference, which the Nigerian government went to war for. And Umahi and his cohorts, his colleagues, Nyanwodo and others, were pushing for restructuring of Nigeria. But it never happened. Then Umahi again was championing Igbo presidency. That was why he left PDP to APC. And at the end of the day, there's no Igbo president. There's no Igbo presidency. And now he was given the works minister, which is just a peanut. And here he is talking with Orji Uzo Kanu. And Orji Uzo Kanu, who is a senator representing Abia North, says that separatist agitation linked to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of IPOB, have claimed more than 30,000 lives, ruined livelihoods across the Southeast. There's nothing to show for that. There's nothing to show. How can he be saying that? Even what's going on in Tiger Base, Owerri, a state being ruled by APC, we tell you that Orji Uzo Kanu is not speaking the truth here. He is not speaking the truth because insecurity in the Southeast, those causing insecurity in the Southeast, is most of them are government sponsored. And Orji Uzo Kanu knows that. And then he said another thing here, that the Igbos should stop being emotional in the judgment against Nnamdi Kanu. And we are telling him that the Igbos are never emotional. We are just saying things the way they are. And so what we are saying is that for Orji Uzo Kanu to be saying things like that, it's not the right thing to do. He shouldn't be saying something like that because those are false representations. And then he was saying that IPOB should advocate for political solution. Now he knows that it is political solution. If it is political solution, why did his government, why did the APC government went and illegally renditioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, brought him in, and illegally and unjustly jailed him without no law? Why would they do that? If they know that they wanted a political solution, why not allow him to come and sit on the same table for that negotiation to take place? Those are the questions people should be asking Orji Uzo Kanu. And this Orji Uzo Kanu's interview was aired on Channels Television on Sunday Politics on 11 November 24, 2025, according to the cable news. And then, soon after, Umahi made his own statement where he went to launch a road. He said that Tinubu's inclusive governance makes Biafra agitation unnecessary, that the government of Tinubu is inclusive of the Biafran people. Therefore, Biafra agitation should be unnecessary. David Umahi, even if you like, use rod, take rod, and tar all the road in Biafra land. It will not stop the agitation. use this iron paved road that you're building, build it across all the road in Biafra land. It will not stop the agitation. And Umahi was saying that the Southeast have its full quota of national appointments, that the South will have their full quota of national appointments. It's not about full quota we're talking about. And that his position as Minister of Works along other key roles occupied by Igbo appointees in the current administration, he didn't name them. He should have named each one. This post occupied by so and so. This post occupied by so and so. And hey, if he has done that, we know that he has started, making some sense. But in this case, it doesn't make no sense. He added that major infrastructure projects were springing up across all 5 states of the Southeast, many of which had previously been considered unattainable. According to him, these developments explain why governors such as Enugu State Governor Peter Mba and other leaders in the region have aligned with the APC-led federal government. People are aligning with the government either to get more things from the government or to prevent the government from probing them. You know how Nigerian politicians do. People are joining the APC government in order to get cover from what they did, or they are joining because they're not getting much. They are being forced to join to see if they can get something. Those are the reasons that they are joining. They're not joining because they love APC, because APC government is not for the Biafran people. And he was saying that Biafra was never about breaking Nigeria. It was about being counted in Nigeria. It's like David Umahi doesn't know history. It's about breaking Nigeria. It's about having a Biafran nation, which have existed between 1967 and 1970. Doesn't David Umahi know this? That it's about having a Biafran nation, so that Oduduwa will have their own nation, so that the North will have their own nation, Middle Belt will have their own nation. That's what it's all about. Because we have different value system. We are not the same people. We don't have the same culture. The British just amalgamated us together, forced us to live together from 1914 up to today, and it's not working. And the whole world knows it's not working. And for those benefiting, such as Umahi and Orji Uzo Kanu, they don't see it that way because they have acquired so much money from the Nigerian government. David Umahi, remember, most of what he got in life is from the Nigerian government. He was local government chairman, from party chairman to local government chairman to governor, and now Minister of Works. So everything he have gotten in life is from Nigerian government. So that's why he's defending the government. And so we at Nkola Mahadum, we are advising David Umahi to advise the government to dismantle all the roadblocks in our land. Dismantle them. Yell to the crying of our people returning from the north. There's lockdown in Abuja, Lokoja Road. Our people are there. A journey that's supposed to take 3 to 6 hours. People are sleeping over days just to get home. As the Minister of Works, why can't you do 4 lane here, 4 lane the other side, from the north to Biafra land? The same way to Lagos, from Lagos to Biafra land, 4 lane this way, 4 lane the other way. As Minister of Work, do it. Our people are suffering. People are spending days just to travel from Lagos for the Christmas season. People are spending days in the bush. Those are some of the things that we are going through in Nigeria that should be corrected. Introduce meritocracy. Don't put somebody in position because he's my church person or he's from my tribe. No, make it the best. Meritocracy means the best. That's what you should do, and not what we currently have. Establish international airports and seaports in our land, so that I can travel from Achebe airport to London or to China. And when I want to come back, I come back to Chinua Achebe Airport. Somebody traveling from Owerri Airport, we travel from Owerri Airport to London or to Australia or to Jamaica. And when coming back, we come back to Owerri. That's what we want. We don't want to be going to Lagos, going to Abuja, just to get an international flight. And we are business people. We want our imports to be landing in our land, not the way it is right now. Those are the things Umahi and Orji Uzo Kanu should be talking about. Also, go and redraw the map. Redraw the map that included Biafrans into 13 other states. Biafrans are included in North Central, in Benue, in Kogi, in Taraba, and others. Go and redraw that map and put our people together, because our people that are in Benue, Taraba, and other places are being marginalized. Put them together. Remove all the oil wells from individuals and make it a national asset. The same thing, all the gold in Zamfara, all the californium in Borno, and all the lithium in so many places in Nigeria. Make it a national asset so that everybody will benefit. And make sure the headquarters of all the oil companies are in Biafra land, in the area where they are getting the natural resources. Should be benefiting from the headquarters. Make sure that Nigeria have 24-hour electricity, affordable electricity, affordable electricity. Establish federal hospitals and other industries, other institutions in Biafra land. Provide referendum for our people. Provide referendum for people to decide, do they want to stay in Nigeria or not? We should have that right. Provide security. Therefore, the government should stop sponsoring insecurity, because the insecurity we have in our land is being sponsored by the government. And we are giving you an example. Simon Ekpa and his Liberation Army are all sponsored by the government. Ebubago or Ebubatoro are being sponsored by the government. Asarido Kubo militia are being sponsored by the government. Political talks are being sponsored by the government. Plus, the government have all the resources to fight against every other criminal, like the Fulani terrorist kidnappers. The government have the resources to stop them and other criminals. So security is in the hand of the government, not IPOB, not ESN. And some of our people who are misinformed, who are miseducated, are still pointing at IPOB and ESN for insecurity, while they know that the insecurity in our land is being sponsored by the government. It is very, very clear. And with this, we shall be bringing today's lecture to an end, but we want those APC agents talking to our people in our land to know that majority of our people are following and listening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for self-determination through non-violence, which is referendum, which is in the UN and African Charter, for people to decide what they want, because we are not in control of our resources. The country we are in is of divergent cultures. We want a country of same culture, same value system, of which will give us the fastest development. And we will have a say in the United Nations. Now, no Igbo person, no Biafran is represented in the United Nations. We want that to change. when the restoration of Biafra is achieved. And that's why majority of the people are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And with this, we shall bring today's lecture to an end. If you are not following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, start to follow him now. If not, this Fulani terrorism that is rampaging, they're already in our land, will swallow all of us. And with this, we shall bring today's lecture to an end. Thank you very much for joining me. Please like, comment, and share. Also, join us by touching that bell button. Join us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you. Join us again in the next hour for our next lecture. Our last lecture today will be by 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, which will be 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Don't miss that lecture, because it's about this Christmas coming. That's a very, very explosive lecture that's going to deliver. So join us. See you then. Please like, comment, and share. Thank you, and have a good one.